So hello, I just want to quickly show you how can you easily edit your Python code with Black when you push it on GitHub. So you don't need to use any IDEs, just click New on GitHub, create your repository, for example, Python, just a moment, Python Black. We are gonna use Black. So let's use Black, let's make it private, doesn't matter. Let's add the README file so that we could add some files to the repository manually and create the repository. So here, the first step that we have to do is to create a special folder. You have to create a file. Now here you should specify .github, then slash, and you have to type workflows. Be very attentive with it because it's very important for GitHub Actions. Then you should type the name of your YAML file. I will call it black format .yaml. Okay, like this. So here we will use a very simple code of YAML file to edit and commit our Python code. So let me just copy and paste it because it's going to take some time. Okay. Let's analyze this code line by line. So let me close this one maybe. Okay. So what is happening here? This is a regular YAML file. This is the name of our file. The event that we're trying to find is happening online. I mean, every time you push the code, it checks if you have any changes, or it checks your code with black. Here we define the jobs. We will have only one job. You will see it further. We're using this is the black formatter. It's just the name of our job. So this is the main. We have to use Ubuntu latest here because this is the OS that Git Actions uses. This is the main part of our process. We have several steps. So the first step is we're using Actions. This is the built-in library in GitHub Actions. Then we use with Actions. We ask Actions to use some certain type of Python. For example, in this particular situation, we're having 3. Any version of file. Then what we do, we're installing Black into our virtual environment. This is the main command that we always use when you use a local PDF. And this is what we do in our, for example, VS Code when we run it. Then we're having some commands that we usually execute in our IDE when we format the code. This vertical line means that we're going to execute it as a command here, black dot. After we corrected the code, we want to commit the changes into our GitHub repository. So this is the name for our action. And this is what's happening. Again, we are having a vertical line here. It means that we are executing these commands line by line. So we are defining the user. As you can see, GitHub Actions is using bot here because this is not going to be your commit. This is going to be the commit of your GitHub Actions bot. So then it defines some email, as you can see. Then we are adding all files to the Git, and we are committing all the files with some name. You'll have the exact same name every time it commits the code, and then it pushes the code to our GitHub repository. So this is it. I'll just click commit changes. Just commit here. We're using the main branch here. So nothing is happening here. Let's go up here, and we're going to add the file that we will test. Create a new file. Let's call it, I don't know, main.py, and we will write something very strange, like print, maybe like this, hello, maybe like this, hello, and write some strange spaces, and maybe def hello like this, and we're also gonna print, I don't know, maybe like this. Print function, okay, and we add some more spaces. So I guess the black should correct these spaces, and maybe let's do maybe not here, just one space here. And as you know, we should have one tab here, not one space. So let's commit changes, commit, and when we commit, now our GitHub Actions should work. Let's check if it's working. So as you see, it's working right now. Let's click on it and find out what is happening here. And you see the job is happening here. It's committing changes. Okay. One file has changed, install black. So it says that you have to give it permissions. And to give permissions, you have to use the settings of your repository. By the way, this is very important. And then use actions and general. And you have to let it push workflow permissions. So we are using workflow. We are using workflow here. And you have to let it read and write. Okay, let's click save. Maybe we have to do something else, I'm not sure. Let's check what's happening in actions here. No, nothing is happening. So let's recommit our main.py file. Do something, like this maybe. Let's check the actions again. So it's updating. Let's check what is happening here. It's checking the code. No, that didn't work. Okay, that's very strange. So in general, it looks like you have to add some tokens here. So let's open this one and add this one. This env has to be here, and this GitHub token has to be here. Yes. So we're adding a GitHub token here, and we have given this token the right to commit and write changes to our repository. So I hope it will work now. Let's check what's happening here. Let's check the actions. It's updating the file, installing black. Again, no access. Okay, that's very interesting. Unable to access the file. Requested URL returned. Write access to repository not granted. Let's check the settings for my repository. We have actions and general. Allow all actions and reusable. Disable actions. Allow workflow permission. Read and write permissions. That's very strange. I changed some time ago. Maybe I have to save something else. Let's check the code and actions again. Let's add some more code. Let's check what's happening in actions. Okay. Looks like it's working now. Okay, so remember to add the GitHub token first and then give it the read and write permissions. So let's check the final result. What is here? We're having main py. Yes, this has been edited. It didn't edit the spaces here because, I don't know, maybe it's what I wanted to do. But here we have two spaces here, and two spaces here. So this is it. Thank you and see you soon. Bye bye.